Welcome to the Midnight Lounge. You can come on down to the Midnight Lounge. Sit on down, have a drink. You're at the Midnight Lounge. Take off your pants at the Midnight Lounge. Yeah.
Yeah, take off your pants. It's the Midnight Lounge. It still gets me all the time. Every time I hear it, I'm telling you, it's so hilarious to really hear. I would have never thought that would have been my intro, but you know what? It is, and we like it, and we have fun, and we do things that we want to do. And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Midnight Lounge. I am your hostess with the mostest. I am not a hostess because I am a guy, but you know what I mean. Just roll with it, okay? Just roll with it. You know what? You know what? Let's take it back. Reverse. I am your host with the most, Midnight Lunatic. I know this is the weirdest intro ever. I know. But listen. So, so, we're gonna be getting a little bit personal today. I know it's kind of been a while since we got personal. I mean, not really though, because we had an episode a couple episodes ago where it did get personal and it did get emotional. But this time we're going to be talking a little bit more, very, very personal this time because today's episode, as you guys can see from the title, we are going to be talking about mental health and why mental health matters and everything that has to come with mental health. I mean, we're going to be mostly talking about depression, anxiety, things like that. Something that I feel like a lot of us on a daily basis kind of deal with, and it's something that I have to deal with and been dealing with for a very, very long time now. And I feel like I do have the ability to kind of speak on it since I do suffer from it and have a lot of experience and kind of knowledge about it. And I hope that, by me having this platform, that I'm able to maybe reach someone that needs to hear this, um, and kind of just needs some kind of reassurance that they're not alone. So if this is not going to be the right time for you to maybe listen to this, maybe you're not ready, maybe you're not in the right mindset to kind of listen in on this one. By all means, you can click off now. This is your warning call. Here is, come back at a later time where you feel like you're ready to kind of hear this stuff. But we're going to be talking about um, why mental health really matters, and why you should be aware of your mental health and just how important it is to really take care of yourself mentally. We never want to really hear about negative things as far as negative stuff on hearing that someone took their life, or someone feeling alone, that they feel like they're lost in the world and they feel like they can't really come back from anything, and they're feeling like they kind of like lost the battle in a way. And so I kind of hope that I kind of bring a little light to your daily lives, because it's something that I've dealt with for years. It's something that I've constantly have battled with, and I feel like a lot of us kind of battle with this. I know, I have my own group of people that I reach out to when I'm feeling low, and I feel like I have a nice, you know, trustworthy group of friends that I'm able to kind of just express myself and be vulnerable with, and just express how I'm feeling without feeling like I'm being judged, or feel like like they're going to use it against me, because I know that they're not. And it goes the same vice versa, where they're able to talk to me too, about their stuff, and kind of make themselves vulnerable to me. And so it's kind of a blessing in itself to be able to kind of just experience it and kind of give your own guidance and own advice towards someone that you felt like maybe wasn't feeling the same way. And it's kind of a blessing to know that you're kind of in the same boat as someone else, and you're able to kind of shed light on how you deal with things, and they're able to shed light on how they deal with things, and you're just kind of able to help each other out along the way, and just be there for each other when no one else seems to kind of just step up to the plate. And it's something that I feel a lot of us deal with is depression. I mean, there's times where you can't help how you feel, and you can't help the thoughts that you're having, and you kind of just get in this very sad state of mind where your mind tends to just overthink a lot of things. And I feel like that's where a lot of depression comes into play, is by overthinking things. And if we didn't overthink a lot of things, I feel like we could avoid a lot of our depressional thoughts and feelings. At least for me, that's how I feel about it. I mean, I tend to be the one to really overthink a lot of things a lot of times, and no matter how well I'm doing in life, or how low I'm doing, um, I tend to overthink about a lot of stuff, and that seems to kind of grab the attention of my depression, and kind of makes me just rethink a lot of things in my life. And I'm getting better at controlling it. I'm not gonna lie, it gets hard, it gets scary, just like I feel a lot of you out there kind of already know. It does get scary to kind of just be in your thoughts, and really just think about stuff. It does get scary. Your mind does play tricks on you. It's something that I feel needs to be spoken out about. I feel like a lot more people need to not feel ashamed and not feel embarrassed to really make themselves vulnerable, and reach out to someone, and talk about your feelings. It does help. It's something that I try to do my best at doing. Sometimes I don't feel like talking. Sometimes I don't feel like being bothered, and sometimes I do feel like I am a bother to someone else. But at the same time, I know it's best to kind of express yourself to someone rather than to hold it in, because it only makes things worse if you hold in those thoughts and those emotions. And I feel like it's just better for you overall to kind of just express those, even if it makes you sound insane, if it makes you sound crazy or stupid. I mean, you shouldn't feel that way, but sometimes you just can't help it, and you do, and you feel a certain way. But after everything is said and done, you do feel better about yourself. And hearing you admit to things out loud, at least for me, it kind of makes me see like maybe I shouldn't feel this way. Like, it's kind of a stupid reason to be feeling this way. Now that I say it out loud, it does sound kind of ridiculous on why I'm feeling this way because of this certain thing. Like, maybe I didn't handle it the way that I was supposed to. And just being able to kind of just reassess um how you feel, and your thoughts during certain things. For me, it does help whenever I am listening to myself say things out loud. I'm like, like, dang. Like, sometimes I even shock myself where I'm like, dang, I didn't even know I was feeling that way, but I just said it, and that's how I'm feeling. But I didn't know that's how I felt at the time. You learn a lot about yourself, and I feel like a lot of us should know about ourselves. We should spend more time to know ourselves, instead of trying to learn about all these other things. Have some time to kind of just learn yourself, and learn how you react to certain things. And that also helps with how you you react to things and how you handle situations and how you feel and think about things, and knowing, about yourself and how you handle things, you have a better understanding of how to really control your actions and reactions to things. And it could become a bigger part of controlling your anxiety and depression in ways where it's going to benefit you. And for me, I tend to really overthink a lot, like I said before. But there are those times where I'm like, okay, let me reassess myself. Let me study myself on why I'm feeling this way. That those are the times where I feel like I don't need to reach out to someone, where I feel like I can handle it myself, or I'm just like, let me just reassess. Let me rethink some things. Let me just backtrack on why I feel this way. And if I can't seem to figure it out, and I feel like it's only making things worse, then that's when I reach out to someone. Because sometimes you do need a little bit of a guidance, a little bit of a push in life, and having that ability to speak up about it, and having someone that is actually there to really listen and understand, even if they don't understand. Um, it's still a good experience to really just hear yourself say things out loud. As I stated before, it's something that I feel really helps, just by listening to you just admit things out loud. Um, when you're going through something, they say that the first step of recovery is admitting that you have a problem. And when you say things out loud, it is you admitting that you have a problem, and that you are willing to do what it takes in order to fix it. And it is a scary moment when you realize that it is a serious thing, and it's scary to kind of feel like you are alone. And a lot of times I feel like I'm alone, and that no one's gonna really understand me, or really no one's gonna really care, or really get where I'm coming from. But in reality, like I said, most of us do deal with depression and anxiety, at the same level that you might be feeling. And that's why it's best to kind of just talk to someone and express yourself, because a lot of the times, when you're feeling like no one will understand, you will be talking to someone that is going through the exact same thing that you're going through, and might be feeling the exact same way, the exact same thing that you're going through. And they're able to help you, and maybe they're able to kind of shed their knowledge and the way that they handle it. And you guys can kind of give feedback on your own thoughts and feelings about it, and help each other out. And again, it's a blessing to be able to do that. And again, just don't be afraid to to reach out. Don't feel ashamed, don't feel embarrassed. um a lot of times we feel very discouraged by how we feel discouraged with what we think and what we're doing, that we tend to think that we're going to regret speaking to someone, or we're going to regret doing something a certain way. um, I just feel like if you're struggling to kind of just help yourself, why not let someone else try to help you? um it's something that I've struggled with before. I mean, I never used to be the one to talking or reaching out to someone. um I've always just kept it in, kept it to myself. I never wanted to be bothered. I've never wanted to really just be a burden to anyone. But over the years, I've made a lot of mistakes, by not reaching out, by not asking for help, and I made a lot of mistakes. And screwed up my life and the way that I live, because I was just too prideful to kind of just let my pride go and ask for help when I needed it the most. And it's something that, I have to live with the rest of my life because I was selfish and made mistakes. And it's something that I kind of share with anyone that I feel really is going through the same thing and really needs to hear it, because I would hate for someone, with so much going for them, to kind of just lose everything because they feel like they can't turn to anyone for help, when that's not the case. And so I kind of share my experience and my advice and guidance, and redirect them in a way where it benefits them and doesn't really affect them negatively. And I feel like, a lot of us that deal with these kind of things, um, should be reaching out and helping people a lot more than what we really do. Um, and especially at the time that we're living now. I mean, back when the whole pandemic started, I mean, we were under a lockdown, and I know that created a lot of negative thoughts in people's minds, and caused a lot of people to get depressed, because there was nothing to do. I mean, we couldn't really go anywhere, and so a lot of people kind of fell into this depression, and felt like, like life itself was like over. um and for those that were already feeling that way, it tend to kind of make it a little bit worse. I mean, now we weren't able to reach out the way that we wanted to, or it was more difficult to be able to do things that kind of broke us out of that depressional shell. And it kind of just made things a lot worse. But as things started reopening, people started to get more outside, doing things that they love doing, and that's another thing that I feel is very important, is doing things that you enjoy doing. Um, rewarding yourself for having a good day. Even if you're having a bad day, go out and reward yourself with something that you enjoy doing, and it'll make you feel better. And it might, change your way of thinking. And it's something that I try to do whenever I'm feeling down. Is I tend to do things that I really enjoy doing, instead of kind of like dwelling on my thoughts. I tend to kind of try and get proactive and do something, whether that's listening to music. And I'm not talking about, if you're feeling down, the the biggest thing is if you're listening to music, don't be listening to all that like sad stuff. Listen to, your favorite songs. Listen to a happy playlist. Listen to your favorite podcast, the Midnight Lounge. And do stuff that you enjoy doing, whether it's video games, hiking, going for a drive, going to go get ice cream, going to your favorite restaurant. I feel like I was going to say going to a bar and getting some drinks, but I don't feel like that would be the best option to do. Um, because drinking can lead further into the sinkhole. So I don't feel like that would be the best thing to do. But you can, go hang out with friends, go to a movie, go to a mall, go shopping, do stuff that you just enjoy doing, going golfing, going to a park, walking your dog, things like that. And speaking of dogs, um, for me, it was another thing that kind of saved me in a way and helped me in a lot of ways that I didn't think that were possible. Having my dog with me, it truly was something that helped really save me in a lot of ways. And I'm not talking about like saving my life, um, but just having something or someone to really take care of and really like being dependable on, it does help. It gives you reassurance that your life is meaningful, and it gives you some type of purpose in life. And my dog, is really good at reminding me on why my life matters, and why I'm still here, and why I should continue to be around. She is the light of my world. I love her to death. I really can't picture my life without her. I've had her for about 2 years now, and my life has really changed dramatically since I got her. If I can tell you a quick story, right before I got her, um, this is kind of a personal story I've never really told anyone really about. Um, but there was a time before I got my dog, I was working at this job, and I was dealing with so much at the time that I felt like, I wasn't able to push through the things that I was dealing with, and I was feeling really low, and just not really feeling well, and not really feeling myself. And it was one of my darkest times where, I did feel like hurting myself. I did feel like, doing all these bad things, bad negative stuff. And I remember going to talk with a manager about these things. And I went and talked with him and told him, how I was feeling, and asked if I can maybe take some time off to kind of just um recuperate, and kind of just really think about stuff, and try to get myself in a better circumstance. And what he told me kind of changed my my uh, my thoughts about things, and kind of like really opened my eyes to a lot of things. Um, and what he told me was, I wasn't able to take time off, that I was going to be okay. He reassured me that, I was going to get help. I was going to get better. And what he did for me that day was something that I never thought I would have to really live through. It was something that I really never thought I'd have to do. But it was a time where I needed it the most, and I'm kind of glad that it did happen. Um, I just wish that it never would or did happen. Um, but I felt like it was an appropriate time for it to happen. So as I was talking with him, and, kind of exposing myself in a way where I've never really, shared my emotions and feelings to someone that I didn't know, he he told me things that he's gone through in his life. And he was speaking about his own depression, and how he feels sometimes, and what he goes through, and how he handles things. And he he gave me this option, um and it was the only option that he really gave me. And this was at the time where, I was still on the clock. I was still supposed to be working, and it was pretty much almost time for me to go home for the day. But he told me that I have two options. I can either, one, um, call the suicide hotline myself, or he was going to call them for me. Those were the only options I had at the time. I was not able to leave because he was so worried about what I would do next if I left, that he gave me those two choices. Either one, I call him myself under my own power, or he would call them for me. And it took a while. And, being in that vulnerable state, it does get you emotional, and you do start really contemplating a lot of things. And I didn't feel like I really needed it at the time to really reach out to anyone like that. Like, I just didn't feel like it was necessary for me to really reach out to like a suicide hotline. Um, but I'm kind of glad that it did happen. And again, a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people, I didn't really feel like I would ever share this story, but I feel like it's something that I need to be, um, I need to make light of and share with you guys, because I know a lot of you um, feel the same way, and a lot of you um, might think that you don't need it, but in reality, it does have an effect, a positive effect. Um, but after contemplating everything for about a good 5 to 10 minutes, I finally realized that it had to be done. Um, I didn't want to do it on my own power. So he made the call and decided to call himself, and he called the number, and he gave me his phone because he called on his phone, and they were asking questions, and asking me, how long I've had these thoughts, if I've ever acted on them, if I ever wanted to act on them. Questions like that kind of like, man, like, I do have a problem, like they kind of make you really kind of just reassess your life. And after spending a couple minutes on the phone, they actually sent out this, I guess you can call it like a dispatch team. It was two women that actually came to my workplace, and they showed up about 30 minutes after the call, and they pulled me aside, and were asking me kind of like the same questions that they were asking me on the phone, um, and just kind of giving me advice on what I should do to really just resolve the thoughts and feelings that I have, and giving me advice on how I should react to things, and really do as far as reaching out and things like that. And it really it really kind of traumatized me in a way where, again, I didn't feel like it was necessary to really reach out to a suicide hotline, and I didn't feel like it was necessary to really, have these people come out and talk to me. Um, but again, I mean, after everything was said and done, I did feel better. I did feel like someone was there. I did feel like someone cares. Um, I did feel like, like I mattered in a way. And it was something that I never really thought um, I could really feel. And, a lot of us feel like, we don't need a hotline, that we don't need to really do something like that. But it's better to just do it than to regret not doing it, and until it's too late. And yeah, there's been times where I've wanted to hurt myself. um and for those that truly know me, um you know I've expressed um how I felt, and what I wanted to do. I mean, you've seen it firsthand. And it does get scary. Again, I mean, your mind plays tricks on you, and you get to this very dark place. And you just, for me, it was just taking things a day at a time. And luckily, since then, I don't get those thoughts anymore. Even at my lowest times, I don't get thoughts of suicide. And I'm so happy to tell you guys that is, it does go away. It does stop. It takes time. It does take time. It's not something that magically went away the day after, or a week or a month after. It takes time. Just like with any injury, it takes time to heal. And that's the same way with mental health. It takes time to heal, and you can't rush things. But what you can do is take things day by day and just live life the way that it's intended to be. And I know right now, um, a lot of us feel like chips are down and there's not a whole lot to really look forward to. Um, you can't let that dictate how you live your life day to day. You need to reach out again to your happy places. Um, Reach out to someone, talk about your feelings, express yourself in ways that you didn't really want to, but again, it does help. Um, I regret nothing. I'm, again, I feel like, I wish some things in my life never happened, but that's the reality of it. And that's the reality that I tend to, um, really hold on to. I don't forget those thoughts. I don't forget those feelings. Instead, I use them for motivation. I use them as a breaking point. I use them um, as advice for others. No matter how ashamed I was at the time, and to be honest, I'm still ashamed um, for having those thoughts. But again, we're all human, and we all go through stuff in life, and we can't help how we feel. And I'm so blessed to have this platform that I'm able to share with you guys my experience. And again, I told you this was going to be very personal. um I'm not going to get emotional this time. I feel like I'm in a state of mind where I'm able to speak up on this without really getting emotional and choked up over it. But it is something that should be taken serious, and I can't really address that enough. um I know a lot of you have recently been reaching out to me and are expressing what things are going on in your life that are affecting you in a way where you feel like there is no hope, and you're at this breaking point where you don't see where there's an end to whatever you're going through. And believe me, we all feel the same way. We're all in the same boat. Don't feel like you're alone. um your time to shine is coming. Keep on pushing through it. Keep your head up. Work your ass off to get to a better place, because it doesn't come overnight. It is something that you have to work really hard at. Set your mind in the right state, and just do whatever you can to resist those negative thoughts and feelings, whatever it takes. Don't wait until it's too late to reach out to someone. Don't wait until something bad happens for you to actually reach out and change your life. You have the power and capability of making a change early. And again, it is hard and it is scary at the beginning, but the more that you do it, the easier it gets, and the more control you have over that, and the more you're able to handle situations in a way where they used to affect you negatively, but now you can use it as a way of learning. And man, I don't know. I can't think of the right words to really put things. But these are all just things that I've dealt with before. And so I hope that it reaches out to the right audience that might be feeling a certain way and feel like, they need to hear this. Again, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm open. If you feel like you have no one else, I'm here for you. You can reach out to me, and just don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed. The mind is a powerful thing that you do have control over, and the more you set your mind onto building yourself, the better of a position you're gonna be in life. And it's something that I'm still trying to learn and still trying to get better at. Again, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. You just got to keep on pushing and keep on doing what feels right. And we're gonna end it on that note. We're gonna end it on a positive vibe. We're not going to end it on a negative vibe. We're gonna end it positively. You are worth more than what you see yourself at right now. You will get through whatever you're going through. It will get easier. Set your mind to it, that you will achieve your dreams, that you will achieve your goals, that you will achieve whatever you set your mind to. It takes hard work and dedication. That is something that you need to put in yourself, because no one else is going to put in that work for you. Only you have the ability to do that. And it does take time. And for those that are reaching a breaking point where you feel like giving up, please don't. You mean more to me than you realize. And even if I don't know you, just know that I still love you. I care for you, and please reach out to me if you need any other further guidance or advice. I'm happy to be able to give you more of my experience and my knowledge on different things, on different levels. And I hope that you do reach out to me if you feel a way. And I hope that I never have to come to terms with you parting from us. That's something that we never want to experience. But anyways, we're getting back into the negative vibes. Let's go ahead and end it on a positive vibe. You are enough. You are loved. You are cared for. I love you. Everyone, Midnight Crew, please be safe out there. If you did enjoy this, and it shed a little bit of life in your life, a little bit of light in your life. See, I'm losing my words here. But if it did do something for you and you enjoyed it, please let me know. And we got this. We're gonna keep growing our family together. Our Midnight Crew is going strong. I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, a great month. Whenever you're hearing this, I hope that you are just having the time of your life. I hope that you are living life to the fullest, and I hope to hear from you soon. We are going to be back at it again with another episode. We are now reaching almost 10 episodes into the Midnight Lounge. That's pretty crazy that we're already almost 10 episodes deep into this. Crazy. But yeah, that's all for me today, guys. Again, reach out to me if you have any other questions. If you want extra advice, extra guidance, reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to give you guys more advice, more feedback. But anyways, guys, I'm out. I have some things to finish up, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. As always, stay safe. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.